Part 2 of Matthew 5:33 through 37, which is oaths. And it says, breaking down the passage, you shall not swear falsely, but shall perform to the Lord what you have sworn. Verse 33, Jesus first recites the traditional, thought, incomplete understanding of the law on vows. The Old Testament required people to keep the promise they made to God. However, a system developed amongst Jewish teachers to classify oaths as binding or non-binding based on how they were sworn. For example, some taught that swearing by the temple was less binding than swearing by the gold within the temple. He says, but I say to you, do not take an oath at all. Verse 34, Jesus cuts through this legalistic loophole system entirely. He teaches that an honest person should not need to back up their words with a complicated oath. It says, do not swear by heaven, for it is God's throne, or by the earth, for it is his footstool. Verses 34 through 35, in this hyperbolic critique, Jesus points out that every oath, no matter what it is sworn by, ultimately involves God. Well, that's food for thought there. Everything in creation, including heaven, earth, and Jerusalem, is under God's control. An oath is a form of arrogantly borrowing God's authority to make your word credible. Sit with that for just a moment. I'm going to reread that. That just got, okay. An oath is a form of arrogantly borrowing God's authority to make your word credible. So in other words, we're using God to add credibility to something that otherwise wouldn't be credible, which is deception, which is a massive sin, but it's not just a personal sin because it's bound by God.